Okay, so setting up over the golf ball right there, pretty good. So what we're looking for here is throwing the butt back, getting the chest over the golf ball, and then just a slight knee flex. You will find probably the pros are going to have a little bit more torso tilt than we do. Again, flexibility, back injuries, so that the pros, their lower back, extremely flexible. So nothing that's really causing any problems in the posture there, Bill.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the swing plane. So here you're going to find Adam Scott. He goes slightly above this red line going back.
Okay.
A lot of the pros will go above it or on that red line. Very rarely are we going to see a pro go underneath. All right.
Okay.
Toe of the club, and this is what we refer to as a square club face. You did this in pitching yesterday. The toe of the club pointing straight up to the sky. That tells us that that club face is relatively square. So let's take a look, see what we do here. So your tendency is to take that club inside. Toe of the club, perfect. So you've got a square club face, but that club whips back inside. Now, yeah. So well, from here you get trapped. Now what do you have to do to come? Yeah, you got to come over the top. Your swing, your body's going to seek balance, and it's going to seek space in the swing. So you're finding space. If you haven't got any space back here, if you get trapped, then the only way that that club can come down is over the top. Yeah. So at the top of the swing here, a good checkpoint would be where that left arm is, and it wants to run through the chest and dissect in that right shoulder. Okay, so the left arm dissecting your right shoulder.
So I'm behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
So like push it forward.
Yeah, until you come. So let's see what happens. Again, typically we're going to see an over-the-top motion from there. Let's see what you do. So here's Adam Scott coming back down along that red line. All right, notice the hip move as he's coming down. Okay, and this is Al. What you need to focus on. Yeah.
I don't think I do that.
That tells us that the weight shifted off that right-hand side. Yeah, you've got to come over the top from where your backswing is going.
And my heel's not even off the ground.
Yeah, so you both come over the top, but for different causes. Your right elbow, you whip it inside, okay? So two things can happen when we attack the golf ball from the outside. We're approaching from the outside. If we close the club face down, which you typically do, it's just going to start left, keep going left, okay? If you go ahead, come over the top and keep that club face open, it can start left, and then it's going to have a little bit of a fade. So depending on what we do with the club face will dictate whether it goes left or right. You want to finish. Any back injuries for you, Bill? No.
It gets a little tight in the
little tight.
It's deterioration or something.
Right. If you can, maybe we might not get all the way around, but if we can just go ahead and let those arms, you're kind of stopping here, let those arms break down.
I always thought it's because when I made impact, my right heel was on the ground. If I had it more in the air, I think I'd...
Yeah, you could. Yep. You could definitely, when you hang back, excuse me, you will tend to run out of right arm.
Right.
There's only so far you can go. But you are finishing here. So you could probably go a little longer in your finish position. To stop right here, you've got to start slowing down somewhere through impact. So you're going to lose a lot of speed if you come to that abrupt.
See the button?
Yeah, right there.
See, it's almost
It's too late. Yeah, yeah. So let's take a little look from this front-on view here. So seeing how much movement our body has side to side, up and down. So a box around the hips.
Okay.
I'd go maybe a little wider. See how narrow your stance is?
Okay.
So you want to have a foundation so you can move the hips.
Okay.
If you're too narrow and you try and move your hips, you're probably going to lose balance. That may be a cause of why we're not using our hips as much as we want going through. So here's Adam Scott. And the pros may have a little bit of a movement to the right-hand side. Not too much movement. Okay? So let's see what happens as we go back here. That's pretty good. The hips, there's no swaying going on within the hips. The head may raise up maybe just a fraction of an inch, but nothing that I would point out to be a huge problem. For you, it's going to be that inside takeaway. So when he comes down, he's delivering the club through a hip rotation. The hips will carry the hands through first. So you're going to notice that the club head is definitely lagging behind the hands. The hands are winning the race. Okay, let's take a look, see what we do. Because you got a little lack of hip rotation, kind of tiring the race. So you ask, how come these guys hit it so far?
Right.
Club head lag is one reason.
Right.
Probably a little bit more speed than most of us, but club head lag will create a lot of power behind the ball. And then you rotate the hands very nicely. See how you got that right wrist turning over the left? So that's why you promote a draw spin. Your ball will draw on you, right? But what we've got to do, we've got to get it starting right, so when it does draw, it comes back online.
Right.
Yours starts left, so when it draws, it goes away from our target. All right? So I'm not going to change that rotation of the forearms. I'm not changing that. We're going to change the swing plane so that ball starts out right. That's why we had those noodles there yesterday. Start right of your noodle. So look at that right foot. Still flat-footed. Still flat-footed. And then you come up.
It's almost just a finish.
Right. We call that a fake finish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoop, there goes the right foot.
Yeah,
So
wins West Texas.
yeah. So we're going to go straighter back. If we can get that first couple of feet of your swing going straighter back, a good drill would be to put a tee about a foot behind your golf ball along your target line. Put a tee right there. And you're going to feel like you're clipping that tee in the initial takeaway.
Okay.
Straighter back, and then you're going to feel inside. As long as you keep whipping that club inside, you're going to have to seek space, which is going to be from the outside. Okay? Any questions there, Bill?
No.